Hey, what's up guys? For today's video, I wanted to basically show off my deck list for Fiendsmith Yummy. As you just saw a couple combos, so let's talk about the deck. So you might be asking why I play Fiendsmith Yummy. Well, there are a couple of reasons. The main reason is to help the Pure Yummy end board. Obviously, Pure Yummy's end board, while not bad, it's very weak to certain board breakers, mainly Dark Ruler and Super Poly. So you've seen people do strategies such as Ibly, play like Sulfur Chords, which doesn't really help versus that, I'm not gonna lie, but that's another story. Or play like Rabbit for the Apophis traps, something like that. Try to counter those board breakers, because those board breakers deal with the Yummy disruption super well. Well, one way you can do that is by playing Engraver in your deck. So you see here, I do have the one copy of Engraver. I'm not playing multiple Engraver because I feel like Engraver is not a really good card to draw. It's not going to go in second, and quite frankly, going first, it's pretty poor, because it's bad in the Fua and it's bad in the Joel. The two hand traps that you really care about. It's pretty good into a lot of other hand traps, but the deck is already, Yummy's already good into every hand trap that isn't like Fua. So I don't really want to make my deck worse for them. Your full compromise in this deck is not really good. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, you can do Link 1 plus a level 1, but the issue with that is that just gets destroyed by Mitsurugi cards. So in the context of the current meta, your full compromise is not that great. So yeah, small Fiendsmith package, just playing the cards in the extra deck. You see we're playing Archimedes, Keeper of Boundaries, which is a level 5 light fiend, which is why we're playing it. You can basically, as you saw in the combo video, you go Starham, summon back a 2, and then you summon the Archimedes to be able to make Requiem, which is pretty cool. You can also use Reprodocus to make your guys' Light Fiend. That, I feel like it's a little bit worse. I've not tested it. I feel like it's worse because, number one, you have one less Light Fiend in rotation. God sent me a friend request. Oh god, oh lord. You have one less Light Fiend in the rotation, and also you have to use bodies for Reprodocus. Which kind of feels, I mean, it feels like you lose like one, it requires one more body, but I might be mistaken. But I like this. I think Archimedes is cool, and yeah, probably the best way to do it. Then the Requiem, Necroquip, and the Wave King, 4 slots in the extra deck. You can barely fit it, I'll say that. You see here, I still have all like my other stuff. Technically Starham needed for the combo. For the combo to be good anyway. Playing SP is not 100% mandatory, but I think you want it for utility. Other extra deck cards you see I'm not playing are the Link Spider, the IP Gorgon, which IP Gorgon is not seeing play in this deck at least, because I'm playing Fiendsmith cards, so instead of ending on IP, as you saw in the combo, I'm ending on Wave King, which is a very good Yu-Gi-Oh card. Which yeah. So to talk about how it helps you versus board breakers, versus Super Poly, you actually don't really care that much. Yes, they can still Super Poly your Yummy cards, but you can still get Yummy Disruption later with the surprise. Also, Super Poly doesn't really deal with Wave King. Can't attack over the Wave King. So it's very solid. And if your opponent tries to make like an SP to banish it, you can just deal with that super easily. If they have a strong engine hand, it might be rough, but overall, I think it's solid. And then versus Dark Ruler, as you saw versus Dark Ruler, the technique to do is if you get Dark Rulered, basically you don't want to make Arclight turn 1 because you already have the Wave King. And you can instead make the Arclight after Nip, which is really cool. However, so I think the Fiendsmith sub is nice. Oh my god, my lisp. But it has some weaknesses. So the first weakness, obviously, is it requires 4 extra deck slots. The second weakness is that it does require a brick in the main deck, but it's cool because we're not playing a big package, and you can still play Purge with it because this is a light, and Purge doesn't lock you from lights. Although, honestly, even if that wasn't the case, you could still play Purge with it. You just wouldn't be able to utilize Engraver going second that much. But yeah, technically you can bridge from Yummy from Fiendsmith to Yummy if you play a bigger package, but like I said, I don't think Engraver is good to draw. I forget the exact line, but like Agnum Day, Link Rebo, something like that. I don't know, some package. But yeah, so Fiendsmith is really cool. So to go over some of the deck list choices, I am playing 3 of every name. And then 1 Obedient School, 1 Engage, 1 Obedient School, 1 Hornet, and 3 Engage. The reason that this list has like 12 names and not like less names like other lists might have is because I'm not playing Res map, because I think map is not that great this format because it plays hard into Joel, which is potentially seeing play in everyone's main deck, or a lot of people's main decks at least. I don't think Dracotail players have moved to Joel in the main deck yet, although they should. But yeah, so I'm trying to play hard names instead. And then if you get Joel after Cups anyway, you basically can still get to like Arclight plus Wave King. So Joel is really not good against this deck at all. Even if you get Joel on Engage, as long as you have a name, you can actually do a lot. So we don't care about Joel. So here it's 17 starters, which is decent. Well, I mean, it's good. Then 1 surprise, you don't need more than one. Minion and Croaky. This deck wants a Croaky in the main deck. You kind of need it. One call by, for like not. I think this is like insane. This should be in like so many people's deck list. And then for the non-engine, 3 Droplet, Purge, Fua, Joel, Ash, Bell. You could play something like Dark Ruler. I kind of felt like this deck wanted a non-engine that was live going first. But you know, you can change the non-engine depending on what you want to, what you want. Like you could arguably not play the Bell and play like a board breaker or something instead. The non-engine is really flexible. Just note that like you can still play Purge with Engraver. And yeah. Moving on to the extra deck, you see we have one of each Synchro, the Martial Metal Marcher, Arclight, then like the Starham, 3 Snatchy, Kagari, because we are playing the Sky Striker package, 1 Requiem, Necroquip, Wave King, Archimedes, and SP as the last like pseudo flex spot. You could play Link Spider, but I don't think Link Spider is needed this format because quite frankly nobody's on Nib. The only deck that's really seeing play with Nib in the deck right now is Dracotail. So I think I've decided to disrespect it a little bit. And it's not like you can never beat Nibiru. You certainly can, especially if you open more than one engine card. But obviously with Link Spider, deck is so much better against Nib. But because of Dracotail's low play rate plus the low play rate of Nib in general, I decided to not play Link Spider in the extra deck. So yeah, this is why you would play Fiendsmith. So do I think Fiendsmith is the best way to play it? Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards no. I think the end board is cool, but it kind of loses to some 2-card combinations that other end boards don't lose to, which is a bit unfortunate. And if your opponent's smart and they draw certain board breakers, they can deal with your cards pretty easily. I will say with the Wave King, I summoned it in attack him in the replay. It might be correct to summon in defense because of Lightning Storm, but yeah, I digress. If you don't want to play Fiendsmith, I think you should be playing some sort of pseudo FTK in your Yummy deck. So what does that mean? Either Ibly, or Garden Rose to some Synchro line, or Apophysis. Well, it's not really a pseudo FTK, but you know what I mean. Something to make your end board stronger against the breakers. The Apophysis is really, really cool. You play the cards that saw play in Odeon. These 2, I believe, like this. You summon this, and this sets this, and this can be activated this turn from the effect of this. And then you can just do your thing like that to negate a card. Which is really cool. Some other people are playing IP Gorgon to Gorgon negate Murakumo. Featherstorm is a card that might see a lot more play in Yummy, because obviously D-Barrier is banned. People want Floodgate. So the Winged Beast target would be Ensemble Robin or the Colossus. I'm not sure which one is better. Not gonna lie. I think most people are gonna play this. This might be. I'm not sure. But yeah. But we'll see what's up. But definitely one of these targets for the Featherstorm. I don't think Thrust for Featherstorm is very good because, like I said, I think a lot of the time you're struggling is when you're getting hit by Fua against Mitsurugi decks, but also when you get hit by a board breaker. So they might not necessarily play into Thrust there. And in that scenario, I think you want to hard draw the Featherstorm. So also that's if you do play like Featherstorm, I think playing max names is nice because you want to be able to consistently make the Featherstorm live. So yeah. But yeah, anywho, that's it for the deck profile. Not much to say. It's decent. Do I think it's the best way to play the deck? No, but I think it's cool and it's playable. Maybe the Dark Ruler combo could be done a little bit better. I'm not 100% sure. Honestly, I don't really plan on testing this deck like that. I'm just going to focus my attention on other decks. But yeah. Anywho, hope you have a great day and peace. Take care.